Hello everyone, hopefully you guys are having a lovely day. Today we're gonna be doing a tutorial on how to play Goatman. This guy right here. Well, let's get to it. Alright, let's start with his first ability, Enclosure. Enclosure, it's a cage that he can place around himself or close to himself. There's 3 different sizes, 9, 12, and 15, as I'm gonna be demonstrating here in the video. And every time you place a cage, it will use 40 resentment. What is resentment? That bar at the bottom that we have there, that's our resentment bar. So our cage is really helpful. It's our main weapon. We can go back and forward in between the cage, as you can see here. And this is gonna be your main way to trap survivors. Pretty easy to understand. Once you have catch one survivor that you're going after, survivors will try to use your own cages against you, you know? But there's a way around it. You can actually put more than one cage, like here, we're putting the second one. The exterior wall, unless they break it, they cannot pass through it, so they will be trapped. His next ability, after he gets his second presence, is called Backstab, which it's literally what it sounds like. He does a backstab. Usually you will use this in combination with your cage, in case that you're chasing one of the survivors inside of it. That way you can just traverse fast between each side. Your backstep and your cage can be combined together to actually move very fast from one side of the map to the other, like we're just doing right here. Easy and fast, right? Goatman's basic attack will only be doing 1/4 damage, as you can see here. For Goatman to be able to do a full damage, you have to capture the survivor inside of his cage. Just like here. You can use his cage in multiple places to actually do some really nice tricks, like just in here. Survivor jump in the window, put my cage, immediately hit him, and I can keep walking, there's no cooldown. See? Pretty nice. Another trick that is actually really nice with him is that if you place a cage like just in here, doesn't matter if they're in a tram, roller coaster, or whatever they are, it will be taken off the vehicle by the cage, which is actually really nice. Another thing that we can talk about with Goatman is his placement of the cage. It is very important how you're using it. Like in this case, you can track him pretty easily. But if survivors know how to go against you, a lot of survivors, a good way to go against Goatman is stay in the middle. See how he's being protected by the, by the pallets? And if I want to go back, he's already moving around. It can be a little bit of a harder chase for him, right? You can use your cages as a way to block certain places, like here. I just use one of my walls to block the bridge, so like, they cannot escape. The sky's the limit and so are his cages. He can use his large size cage to travel from one side to the other, even on the bridge, as you can see here. Kind of messed up if you ask me, but really cool. Something that you can notice here, you can use the cage to go up on platforms sometimes. Not like in short platforms it works, just like in this situation. So you don't have to worry about going through the stairs, you can just go back and forward. One common strategy for Goatman is that you will try to use your biggest cage to send back and forward the survivor who is trying to rescue. To buy time, right? But in this case, as you can see here, if the survivor stops right in time, that won't matter, they'll keep destroying it. So this is a huge idea on what you can do if you're a survivor and you're trying to go on rescue for your friends. Here's a couple of cool spots that you can use your cages to be able to get some clean terror shocks. Like in here. When trying to aim your cage, try to put it in between the horns of Goatman, as I'm doing here. See? And we go and hit. Terror shock. Gotta love that feeling. I'm gonna show you a couple of other spots on different maps so you can see what you can do. There's 2 spots in here that I've seen so far. We go back. Usually that'll be a terror shock. Second spot will be actually right on the same building, but looking at the other side, close to graveyard. Just be sure to position your cage well enough. I mean, you might need a couple of times to practice this, but with enough practice, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone can do it. First spot will be in hospital. This is the only spot that I can see you can do, to be honest. You have to place it carefully, right in front of the cage, and there we go. This is one of my favorite spots. They don't see you coming. They have the heartbeat, but they won't know that you're actually trying to do this, which is very fun. We continue with our next spot, and this is another one of my favorites. They cannot see you, they can feel the heartbeat, but I'm pretty sure they don't think you're gonna come after them. And here we go. This spot is... I feel like it will work only if they're not paying attention, because they can see you from the stairs, right? But if they're not paying enough attention, you can just go there and get them hit. And last spot that I have here on this video will be here. They will be having a heartbeat, but if they are distracted, it might land a hit. Alright, before we go into a match, this is the build that I use for Goatman. If you guys are interested, you can always make your own. I do love using specifically Sadist because it helps speed up the process. So when you use your cages to block them from rescuing, most of the time it will go over half. So it's very useful for that. You can always use either Patroller, Warblink, Excitement, depending. I love using Patroller, or if I see too many stunners, I like to bring Excitement. Usually I use those two. Alright, let's jump into our match. We start, try to find the first person you try to see. We're looking around, and we find Antiquarian. Usually survivors are gonna be very cut off, like, because of this kind of movement. They're still not very used to the portals. The best thing that you can do with a survivor is try to place the cage on the exact moment they're gonna walk, so that way maybe you can teleport them right behind you. Or try to play around with their mind, back and forward, like I was just doing here. Alright, now that we have someone chair, the best thing you can do is try to keep a lookout on who's trying to rescue, so that way you can use your portals, or maybe you can even harass. In this case, I saw that someone was close to the beach. I wanted to harass a little bit so they don't work on the ciphers, maybe. It kind of scared her away, but I had to go back because, I had a feeling that someone was going to rescue. I had tinnitus, as you can see on the left side, so I knew someone was coming to rescue, or was already inside. The best thing I like to do with Patroller is to at least grab one of the people there. I prefer to grab the rescuer. That way they won't be able to body block, and I'll be able to get a clean hit on the person they're trying to get. If you want to kite Goatman, the best thing you can do is to go to areas where there's lots of walls and windows. That way you can use either the windows or their own cages against them. Don't go to open spaces. Open spaces just give him a chance to get you. Unless you're a journalist, because she just used little Orpheus right here. Yeah, use his cage against him whenever you can. In between using the cage and walls, that's all good. Journalist right here knew that if she broke the wall in time, even if she gets hit, she was not gonna go down instead of taking the full hit, which is great. And after this, we got one down. Alright, we're out, and I can see that cipher is moving, and surprise, surprise, there's two people. They were trying to work on that last cipher. I respect that. Since it looks like I cuffed them off guard, plus my cages, it's a nice way to not let anybody go. They're both with me. Which, you can just keep hitting everybody until, one of them either gets too far away, or you can actually take both of them down. We're trying to get Manzai and Luca. They're both walking in the same direction, which was not the best idea. But, it's understandable. The cage is literally grabbing you from, either side. So, you're free. I would be freaking out, too. Now we got two people. Journalist is the only one alive. And she's, 75% damage. Even a regular hit without my cage will, take her down. So the only thing I have to do here is wait it out. I could get greedy and maybe go for the 4 kill and try to look around. But at this point, it's just better for me to stay because I have both decoders on the chairs right next to each other. So it's better to just guard at this point. Not gonna lie, I was surprised that Journalist was coming to rescue. But you can use your cage to trap people, as we know. So just put a cage on Journalist. I waited out so they rescued Luca. I hit him. I think Journalists just got a little bit confused on what to do because, thanks to the cage, they were not gonna be able to rescue Manzai in time. So now the only one left is our dear journalist, which at the end I think, there was nothing they could do. I feel like they were trying to look if the dungeon was at the beach, but sadly it was not. So I got the 4K. Alright, that's everything for today's tutorial. Hopefully you guys liked it. Do comment which hunter or survivor you'd like to see on another tutorial. And thank you all for coming. Hope you have a lovely day, and please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!